I've spent 1 year, 6 months with the 2021 Nissan Micra Techna. And this is my honest, long-term ownership review of the 2021 Nissan Micra. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Edwin, and this is Loving Cars. Welcome to this video. Now this is going to be an honest video and an honest review long-term, because this is not sponsored by Nissan and is not sponsored by anyone. I personally bought this car and I'm paying for it every single month, and I live with it and it's mine. So whatever I'm going to say here is honest, and it is a non-biased review. First of all, let's talk about 5 things I like about the 2021 Nissan Micra. When I bought this car, it was retailing at around 378,000 rands, close to 380 in 2021. November, it was the 21st of November when I bought this car. So technically I have, more than a year of living with this car. So here's what actually I've learned, and the few things that I actually love about this car. Number one, what I love about this car is the specs that it comes with. It comes with most of the things that are coming here at standard. Would cost you an arm and a leg if you were buying a Volkswagen or any other brand, and adding them as optional extra. It will end, your car would actually cost more, like close to 500,000. It will cost more like you were buying a Volkswagen Golf GTI. For example, it comes with 360-degree camera. There are cameras on the side mirrors. There are cameras on the front bumper, the nose, and there's a camera at the back, so I can see 360 degrees. Number 2, it comes with Bose's personal sound system that is integrated on the headrest here, and it creates a round, some type of a round sound, type of a feeling. It's hard to explain in words, but if you would sit in the driver's seat and you're driving this car and you turn up the volume and you play music, you would actually experience and you will feel it. It's fantastic. Number 3, the fuel economy on this car is absolutely brilliant. I've averaged 4.3 liters to 100 if I'm actually trying and I'm coasting. But if I'm driving normally, most of the time, without even trying, I'm averaging roughly 5.6, 5.7 or 5.3 liters to 100. It's very fuel efficient. There's a third thing that I actually love about this vehicle. Number 4, the seats are comfortable. Nissan is very good in making awesome, wonderful seats. If you've driven a Volkswagen before, you know how firm their seats are. These ones they are soft and they're comfortable, and they're all even heated. It comes with heated front seat. The front driver seat and the passenger seat are also actually heated, and I love about that. That was number 4, right? Number 5, it comes with a 6 gear. It's a 6-speed standard transmission. I love the transmission itself, but the clutch and the engagement is plasticky. It doesn't feel like it's mechanical. When you're driving it, it doesn't give you that much of a mechanical driver orientated type of a feeling. It's not notchy. The throw is a bit longer, and the gear stick is awkwardly placed. I don't like the clutch and the gear shift experience itself, but the fact that the car has a 6th gear, that one is a bonus for me. So those are the 5 things that I love about this particular vehicle. However, after driving this car for quite some time, I've realized that there are a few things that Nissan could have improved, and that would have made this car even more interesting. Now, what you need to realize is that this car is discontinued. We will no longer be able to buy any Nissan Micra brand new in South Africa. The only one that you'll buy will be a second hand, or maybe a demo car that was actually owned by the dealership. I don't know if Nissan dealership in South Africa still have stocks of low mileage Nissan Micras. I don't know. But however, the engine inside this car is a 0.9 liter, and it's not even 1 liter. It's a 3-cylinder, but it's a small engine. It's turbocharged, And one thing that I actually hate about this engine is the turbo lag. It has a horrible turbo lag. The turbo kicks in very late. It kicks in at around 1,800, 1,900 RPM, close to 2,000. And the peak torque power and the peak power of the engine is up from around 2,000 up until 4,000 RPM. From 5,000, 6,000, the turbo gives up. It gives in and no longer puts any force induction. Basically the engine runs out of motivation, if I can put it like that. It runs out of strength, it runs out of oomph, it just grounds and it doesn't pull. So its maximum pull and torque is between 2,000 and 4,000 RPM. And 5,000 RPM, it just screams and it no longer gives you that, pulling sensation. That's one of the things that I actually hate when it comes to this engine and the vehicle. It's an area that I feel like Nissan could improve when it comes to that. And another thing, the side mirrors are awkwardly placed because this car has another window placed right there. Let me try and show you. This window right here, they've eliminated the mirror from being there and they put it right there. And because of that, I find myself having to turn my head sharp a little bit to the left and to the right if I want to see what's coming from the back. That's a little bit problematic because I feel like those side mirrors should have been shifted a little bit to the front so that my side view is closely related to the side mirror, so I don't have to turn my head harder in order to see what's going on at the back. Another thing is the C-pillar. If you can look at the C-pillar here, the one there that is at the back, it's very thick, so it creates a gigantic blind spot when I'm about to merge into lanes. If you look at your left, I can't see anything there, so the blind spot in this car is horrendous. Another thing that Nissan should have improved on is the ambient lighting. This vehicle has only one ambient lighting, which is this one here, and honestly it's pathetic. Let me show you how it looks like. This plastic that Nissan used seems like it's inhibiting the light from hitting the room and creating a good illumination. Another thing, Nissan could have at least put in LED room light, at least in order to see a little bit better. And they should have added another light right here, so that the passengers at the back can have some illumination. When it's dark and passengers want to see something and you turn on this light, it only light this section, it only illuminate this section of the seat, and the person who's sitting behind the passenger and behind my seat can't see anything in their legs. So because of that, the ambient lighting is very, very weak. And I feel like these lighting of the buttons here, which are the switches for the door, would have been made a little bit brighter. And the orange color that Nissan used on this vehicle just seems a little bit outdated, so it makes the car a little bit more outdated. Those are some of the things that I actually hate about the car. And the sitting position in the rear seat is a little bit more awkward, because when another passenger is sitting there, or if I'm sitting in my own with my own driving position, the leg room is compromised, the headroom worse. I don't even want to talk about that. It's worstly compromised. So those are some of the issues that Nissan could improve. Another thing that I realized after driving this car for quite some time, I don't know why Nissan doesn't do this. Maybe it's a Japanese type of thing. I've never driven a Toyota before, and I've never driven an Isuzu or any other or Mitsubishi or any other Nissan, not Nissan, Japanese car brand. But however, in Nissan and in some of in the Toyota Starlet, I've realized that these cars lack automatic door locking mechanism. For example, on this car, when you get in and you drive, it will only warn you with a seatbelt, but it will not automatically lock the doors. So after driving a Polo for quite some time, and having a car that automatically locks itself after reaching 18 kilometers an hour, it was quite convenient, especially in South Africa where there's a lot of hijacking. So when I started driving this one, I had to adjust and made it my routine and something that it took a little bit of time for me to get used to it, to the fact that I have to lock my door manually when I get into the car. So it's the first thing that I do, lock the car manually when I get into the car, because it does not lock itself automatically. That is a section that Nissan has to improve. And even the recent Qashqai that costs around 568,000 rands does not lock its doors automatically. And Nissan also put the locking door mechanism on the passenger door, so the passenger has the same power to lock and unlock the entire car, same as the driver. That's just ridiculous. And the window lock only locks the rear passenger doors. The front passenger windows do not lock, because I don't know whether Nissan feels like the passenger should have the same privilege of controlling the car as the driver. It's just ridiculous. Nissan should have improved when it comes to that one. So those are some of the things that actually annoy me when it comes to this vehicle. Another thing that I feel like Nissan could have improved, the infotainment system. It's laggy. It's very laggy. The graphics somehow outdated, and I feel like when it comes to traffic, it's pathetic. The response of the screen is slow. Sometimes you can touch the screen and it doesn't respond at all. Sometimes it just behave in another way. I just don't understand. However, I like the fact that Nissan has put in buttons that you can operate, like next and reverse, back, and the camera, and the call and the menu and the audio, and it has also physical no buttons. So that's pretty much awesome. Big ups to that. One more thing before I actually end this video is the stop start system. Stop start system is horrible. It doesn't stay off if you switch it off. You have to switch it off again when you get into the car. Each and every single time you start the car, you have to switch it off. So that's another thing that I actually don't like. The start button, the one that I use when you're starting the car, is pretty much okay. It's great. I like it. But the problem is when the vehicle stalls on you and you want to start up again, you can hit the button a few times without the vehicle starting, and the cars at the back start hooting you. So that makes it a little bit inconvenient, but however, works pretty fine. It works pretty nice. So let's find out if I can recommend someone to buy this car and if I would buy it again. So if given a chance, would I buy the Nissan Micra again? But I don't think so. I think a Renault Clio is actually better. It gives you a more luxurious type of a feeling than in a Nissan. In a Nissan, everything feels cheap. The steering wheel is plasticky. They tried, but it doesn't meet the standard of other European cars. For example, the Germans. I don't think I would, but it's a good car. It's a very good car. I think, they would. Let me say, Nissan should just improve in a few things, and most things that I actually complain about. But beside that, it's a good car to live with. It's actually a good car. I love the fact that it's sporty, but if it would sound a little bit, louder, I would love that. The 17-inch alloy wheels is fantastic. The suspension, wonderful. Volkswagen should learn a few things from Nissan. I mean, this car is driving on 17-inch alloy wheel, low profile, but it handles the bumps and the potholes wonderfully. I mean, the suspension is soft, it's not firm, you know, but the powertrain itself and the engine would actually be better with a little bit of more power and a little bit of less turbo lag. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what I had for you on Love Your Cars today. Would I recommend someone buying this car? I don't see the reason why not. If you want something different, something unique, something from Japan and gives you that Japanese experience, yeah, I think I would recommend someone to buy this car. Yeah, I think I would. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye. See you next time.